Hi there, my name is John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA. And welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie him to an item from around your home. Yes, we're still doing that. This is for the narrative lectionary, and we're looking at 1 Corinthians 13, verses 1 to 13. We're actually looking at closer to the end of those verses, the end, and finally, faith, hope, and love abide, these three, and the greatest of these is love. And I love how those three things are interwoven together and about how they seem to balance the entirety of the gifts of the Spirit, that those are wonderful things. And so, what I'm using, of the springboard I'm using, is I'm using 2 forks, a nail, and the finger. And so, the way this is this is all based on, I ran across a while ago at the dollar store, I ran across one of these birds that it can balance on your finger. And I love this idea, and especially when talking about the Spirit, being that's that image, and so talking about being amazed by the Spirit, because this really, it amazes me. I see that, I'm like, wow. Now, it's a scientific principle, and it's center of gravity, center of balance, and all of this. And so what you're going to do, or my suggestion for the children's sermon, my springboard, is you're doing a similar thing, but using 2 forks. You can use a fork and a spoon, but I use 2 forks, and you're going to do, this is the technical term, and that is jam them together. So you jam them, you push them together to where they're stuck, okay, and they move like that. Now, I have a small nail, but you can use a toothpick. If you have a toothpick in your kitchen, I am out, but I usually have them for baking. So you're going to use a nail or a toothpick, and you're going to find a place where it can fit through, like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to find the place where it slides through. Let's see, slides through, and okay, so I'm getting the right. It'll take you a second. All right, I'm back, as you saw me drop it a couple of times. Now, what you need to know is that when you have these forks together, you are going to put the toothpick or the carpenter's nail. It's going to be facing. It's going to be pointing downwards. It's going to go through the first tine of this fork and the second tine of the next fork. So basically, you're making it to where the fork is pointing downwards, and that helps with the center of gravity and helps you balance the fork. So you've got the fork. This goes in the first tine of this here, the lower fork, into the second tine. And you can then balance it on your finger. And I'll put it around like this. So, what I'm thinking, and the springboard on this, is that all 3 of these gifts, they come together: faith, hope, and love. And so we're here, and then I like the fact that the thing that kind of holds it all together, that center part, can be either the Spirit, that can be God, that can be you and me, that as we come together, these 3 gifts that work in and around us. And then the hand, hope, faith, love. The greatest of these is love. The love is what holds these up, balances it all together. It's this idea of resting in the hand of God. And I like this because it's a nice representation of all 3 working in, around, and through us. So once again, you've got your nail, and you've got your two forks. They come together, and you jam them together, so they're stuck together. Pay attention, one of the forks, the tines will be lower, like this one here enters in here. So you're going to take your nail and you're going to stick it in between the first and second tine of that fork, and you're going to work that to where it goes into the tine of the other fork. So like that, and then each time you do it, it'll be a little bit different in the balancing because of how you have the forks together. Let's see if I can, and then there you are. And this time, it's through the first tine of both of them. So play around with it, find where it balances the best for you. But as you can see, I mean, it's a nice balance. I mean, this thing is not coming off anytime soon. So there we are. That is my springboard for this text. I'm changing it to the index finger just to be polite, but there we are. So I hope that can be a springboard for your own children's sermon. Thanks for stopping by. I thank you so much for the work you're doing for your kids. I know they appreciate it. I know your congregation loves it. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a safe and fantastic week, and I'll see you next time.